Hey guys, it's Dr. Jyoti Patel. Welcome to our mindful floor exercises. So let's start in Chavassana, which is corpse pose or laying on our backs. So finding a mat or the floor in a comfortable position, laying yourself flat down, facing the ceiling, palms up to the ceiling, toes rolled out to the edges of the mat, gently tucking your shoulder blades towards each other, closing your eyes for a moment. Bringing your attention to your breath. Noticing if your attention has wandered to thoughts, emotions, or events of the day. And bringing your attention back to your breath. Noticing any sensations in your palms and your feet. Now gently opening your eyes, we're going to bend our knees and we're going to start with pelvic tilt. So we're going to tuck our pelvic bone up and in, and then we're going to relax the pelvic floor, bone to the floor. So rocking the pelvic up and lowering the pelvis down to the ground. Rocking the pelvis up and then lowering the pelvic bone to the ground. And continue to do this motion at your own pace, noticing any sensations in the body. Maybe you're noticing the contact points of your spine with the ground, one vertebrae at a time. Maybe you're noticing the flexion and relaxation of the gluteal muscles. Maybe you're noticing the tucking of your abdominal muscles as you roll up and relax back down. And if your attention has wandered to thoughts, emotions, or events of the day, gently guide your attention back to your activity, here, now. Tucking the pelvis in and relaxing it back down to the ground. Good, and then bringing to stillness once again. We're going to start by pulling in our right knee into the chest. So you're going to bring your right knee up towards your armpit. And if it's in your practice, you can extend that left leg straight out, flexing both feet. But if that's uncomfortable, bring your knee back in. Remember to honor your body and safety always first. Only do as far as your body allows you to do without pain or discomfort. You can be slightly uncomfortable if there's a stretch you have to hold, but it should never be painful. And always modify the moves to suit what your body needs today. Yesterday you may have been able to do a full stretch, and today maybe not so much. And just finding space to honor your body and only do as much as you're able to. Bringing in the knee. And maybe you do gentle circles with your knees in a clockwise fashion. Opening up the groin by bringing the knee out and bringing it in. Maybe your circles are larger so that you get a really good stretch. And maybe your circles are smaller, just to keeping it closer to your body. And maybe you bend your knee, your left knee, to give yourself a little bit more support in that groin. And that's okay too. And now I'd like you to extend the right foot up to the ceiling. Again, if it requires you to bend your left knee, feel free to do so. And you're going to flex your foot up to the ceiling. Feeling that stretch in that hamstring, which is the back of the thigh. Maybe even feeling a stretch in the back of the knee or the calf. Maybe a feeling of sensation or stretch in the Achilles, the back of the ankle, as you toe flex and toe point. You just notice the change in sensations in the muscles of the leg. Noticing as you flex and you point how it might change the knee or the calf or the thighs. And maybe you rotate your ankle in a circular way, and maybe you do it in a counterclockwise way, and you notice the differences there. Just bringing your attention to all the sensations in your leg as you make this movement. And maybe you have some emotions, positive or negative emotions with this movement, and bringing attention to what they are. Or maybe you have thoughts about this movement. Maybe bring attention to that as well. Good. And now cross your left ankle over your right ankle over your left knee, and bring your left knee into your chest. Now you may be only able to hold on to the thigh, or you're able to reach all the way up to the shin, or maybe you're just bringing it as close as you can, and maybe you're just laying it on the floor. Whatever your body allows you to do, experiencing what is present right now without striving. And if you are able to bring that left leg in, noticing where you're experiencing pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral sensations, flexing both feet, maybe even using that right elbow to open up that right groin by pushing down the right knee, or pulling in the left shin a little closer, feeling stretches in the outer right thigh or groin. Or maybe you're noticing it in your feet, or you're noticing it in your hands. Bringing attention to when your attention moves to thoughts, emotions, or other activities. And gently guiding your attention back to your activity at present, your thighs and your hands, and this stretch and this posture. Now gently lowering that left leg back to the ground, uncrossing the right leg. Let's bring the left knee into the chest. And if you need to extend that right leg out to get a stretch, feel free to do so. And if it's comfortable leaving that right knee bent, feel free to do so. Making sure that you're flexing both feet as you pull the left knee into the chest. Bringing your attention to all the sensations in the foot, in the shin, in the groin. Maybe even doing gentle circles with your left knee to feel the stretch in your upper, outer, inner left thigh. Flexing the right foot or bending it, whatever seems like suits you best. And then maybe doing the circles in the opposite direction. And now we're going to extend the left foot up to the ceiling. If it requires you to bend the right knee to get a good stretch, feel free to do so. And you're feeling this in the back of the left thigh, the back of the left knee, the calf, bringing your attention to all the sensations that you may or may not feel here. And if it's in your practice and you want to extend the right leg, feel free to do so. But if it's more comfortable leaving it flexed, that's fine as well. And maybe you point and flex your left foot, noticing any changes in the sensations of the leg, and the ankle, and the calf. Maybe places feel tight. Maybe one side feels easier than the other. And now crossing the left ankle over the right knee, bringing the right knee into the chest by either holding onto the thigh or the shin, flexing both feet, maybe even pushing the left knee down with your left elbow if that's in your practice. Feeling sensations of stretching, tingling, maybe mild discomfort, but never pain. If you're experiencing any pain, you need to stop that movement and modify by placing the foot on the ground or releasing the leg, whatever seems best for you. Flexing both feet, bringing your attention to your upper outer thigh or knee, wherever your attention goes, just noticing that. And even noticing if your attention has moved on to emotions about this movement or other things. Or noticing if your attention has gone on to thoughts or events in the future or past. And then gently guiding yourself back to this movement. And now releasing the right leg, uncrossing the left. Keeping the knees bent this time. Placing your hands close to your heels. You're going to now push up with your pelvis up to the ceiling. Tightening the glutes. Bringing the knees together like they're being pulled by magnets so that they don't pull apart. Pushing up, maybe even tucking in your shoulder blades. And maybe even clasping your hands underneath your back. And pushing up by pushing down against your feet. So pushing the feet into the floor and pushing the belly up to the ceiling. And squeezing the glutes together. Bringing your attention to this movement. Bringing your attention to the sensations in your feet, in your thighs, in your belly. Noticing if your attention has moved through emotions or thoughts about this movement or other things. And then bringing yourself gently back down to the ground. And this time we're going to extend both legs out. Rotating the feet out to the edges of the mat, palms up to the ceiling, closing your eyes. Bringing your attention to your breath. Noticing any sensations in the legs, and the feet, the hands. Opening the eyes back up, we're going to place our hands behind our head, making a cushion with our hands for our head and our elbows out. We're going to bend our knees like we did earlier, but this time we're going to rotate our knees to the right. We're looking up at the ceiling at this moment, and our knees are falling to the right. We're twisting at the waist. And if it's comfortable, you can even turn slightly to the left. Turn your head slightly to the left. Bringing your attention to the stretch in the side body. Feeling the stretch in the thighs and the knees, in the waist. And with your next exhale, bringing your knees straight up again. And now we're going to drop our knees to the left. Again, our shoulder blades are touching the ground. Our shoulders are touching the ground. We're twisting at the waist, bringing your attention to any sensations in the side body, in the hips and the knees. Noticing if one side is more flexible than the other, or maybe not. One side feels more comfortable, or maybe more pleasant. Bringing your attention to your breath in this posture. And then coming back to center, extending the legs out, releasing the hands. We're going to go to tabletop next. So you're going to get on all fours. Placing the hands firmly on the mat. knuckles to the ground, opening the eyes of the elbows slightly so they're facing forward, knees hip width apart, abdomen is tucked in, back is straight. Your gaze is just slightly in front of your mat. Noticing the sensations in the body in this posture. Next, we're going to do cat-cow. So in this posture, we're going to breathe in as we look up to the ceiling, belly down to the ground, taking a nice deep breath in. And then we're going to exhale as we curl down with our chin to our chest and curving our back to the ceiling. And as we inhale again, we're going to look up to the ceiling, belly down to the ground. And as you exhale, we're going to tuck our chin into the chest, pushing our back up to the ceilings. And do this a few more times on your own. Breathing in, looking up, exhaling, tucking in and down. Bringing attention to the entire spine as it curls and falls. And maybe bringing attention to the palms of your hands as they push down against the earth. Or noticing the knees. And then bringing attention to the breath as it moves in and out of the body. And then coming back to stillness, placing your hands firmly on the ground, extend the right leg back, placing the toe on the floor. Now, raising the left arm straight in front of you like you're shaking someone's hand. And if it's in your practice, try raising the right foot off the floor. Only about 6 inches, not very high. Holding this balanced posture, as though somebody is pulling you with your hands and you're kicking to the back of the room with your heel. So you're moving in 2 directions as you're holding still, finding balance, bringing your attention to exactly that, balance in your body, maybe bringing attention to your navel or the space below your belly button. Noticing any movements or shaking. Now bringing that right foot to the ground and the hand to the floor. Tuck your right knee back in. Finding tabletop once again. Hands firmly on the ground, knuckles pushing into the ground, knees balanced, hip width apart, belly tucked in. Extend the left foot back, toe to the ground, finding balance, bringing attention to this posture in the body. Noticing any thoughts or emotions that might be associated with doing these movements. And bringing that right hand forward like you're shaking someone's hand. And gently, if it's in your practice, bringing that left foot 6 inches off the floor. Balancing on your left hand and your right knee. Gaze slightly in front, belly tucked in. Hand reaching forward like someone's pulling you forward. Heel pushing back to the back of the room like you're kicking the back wall. Bringing your attention to the space below your belly button for balance. Noticing your breath. Noticing if your attention has moved to emotions, thoughts, or events. Gently lowering the left foot and bringing the right hand to the ground, tucking your left knee in once more. Let's do 2 more cat-cows. So take a deep breath in as you look up to the ceiling, belly to the ground. And as you exhale, tuck your chin into your chest, curling your back up to the ceiling. And then one more. And exhale. And come back to tabletop. Great. Now let's find a sitting posture. Extend your legs out. Again, you may want to shift a little just to get straight in your back. And if this is uncomfortable for you, feel free to place your hands behind your back to create some length. And now flexing both feet. Sitting in this upright posture, noticing the sensations in the legs. Trying to make contact with your thighs and your calves with the ground. Great. Now, take your right leg and bend your foot so that your heel is towards your groin. Okay, so we're going to extend the left leg out. And we're going to bring the right leg in. And now we're going to raise up to the ceiling. Take a nice deep breath in and try reaching towards the foot. It doesn't have to reach the foot. You may want to place your hand just over your knee, or if you're able to reach to your calf, or if you're able to reach your toe. But the idea is not to curl forward, it's to reach forward. So breathing in and exhaling as you reach slightly forward. Noticing the sensations in the legs, in the back, in the hands. Not the discomfort or pain. Feeling a slight stretch. With each inhalation and exhalation, just relaxing into this posture. And now let's reverse it. Let's bring the left heel into the groin. Extend the right leg out. Reaching up to the ceiling, leaning forward, whether it's touching the thigh, whether it's reaching the calf, or reaching the foot. Giving yourself permission to be wherever your body allows you to in this moment. Noticing your breath. Noticing the stretch in the lower back or in the legs. Maybe one side is easier than the other, or feels pleasant or unpleasant or neutral. Noticing if your thoughts or attention has brought you to other places in your body. And bringing yourself back to center again. This time we're going to bring our heels together in a butterfly stretch. So you're going to find yourself in this position where your feet are together, heels are together, soles of the feet are together, knees are out wide. You can hold on to your feet or your ankles, whatever seems comfortable. You're going to raise yourself up, spine is straight. You're going to take a nice deep breath and lean forward, only going as far as your body allows you to gently and safely. Noticing the stretch in the groin, noticing the stretch in the thighs, maybe even noticing the stretch in the lower back. Bringing your awareness to where your attention might wander to. Maybe your attention has wandered to thoughts, emotions, or physical sensations. Using your breath as an anchor, bringing your attention back to this moment. And now uncrossing those legs, we're going to take the legs and extend them up. So just again as we started, but this time we're going to cross our legs. So you're going to take your right leg, cross it over your left, and you're going to bring your right arm up over your left, taking your left arm behind you. And we're going to do a gentle twist. So taking a deep breath, gently turning your head and your waist, not just your head, but your entire body, twist slightly to the left. Inhaling, extending up to the ceiling. Exhaling, twisting slightly further more towards the back of the room. Noticing where you might feel sensations in your body. Maybe it's the neck and the shoulders, or the right arm as it cradles the left leg. Maybe you notice the left hand as it pushes down against the ground, or the stretch in the left hip. Take a nice deep breath one more time. Twist slightly more towards the back, and then undo that posture by bringing yourself straight forward, undoing the leg. Now we're going to take that right knee over the left leg, planting the foot on the ground, taking that left hand up to the ceiling, cradling that elbow into that right knee, and placing the right hand behind us. Taking a deep breath in as we inhale, and then as you exhale, slightly turning to the right. Inhaling, elongating the spine. Exhaling, twisting at the waist, twisting at the neck, twisting at the head. Using your gaze to stay connected to the room. Bringing your attention to sensations in the waist, in the hips and the legs. Noticing if there's any spaces that may feel pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. And noticing if one side was slightly easier than the other. Taking a nice deep breath in as you inhale and elongate the spine. And as you exhale, finding a little bit more movement in the twist. And then bringing yourself back to center, crossing your legs in a crisscross to the front of the room. Taking a nice deep in-breath as you elongate the spine and dropping the shoulders as you exhale. Inhaling, elongating the spine. Exhaling, relaxing the shoulders. Gently closing your eyes and bringing your attention to your breath. Opening your eyes once more, bringing your arms to the side, gently raising your arms to the ceiling. Both arms reach up. Feeling that sensation in your shoulders, in your back, in your hands and your arms. Maybe even turning your gaze up to your hands. Gently lowering the right arm down, leaving the left arm up to the ceiling. Reaching a little further with your left hand, looking up to the ceiling, maybe even bending that right elbow so that you can lean to the right with your left hand. Taking a nice deep breath in, exhaling out. And now bringing that left arm to the ground. Raising the right arm to the ceiling. Gently bending that left elbow so that you can lean slightly to the left with your right hand as you look up towards it. And if it's not comfortable, don't look up, look down. But if it's comfortable, find that posture. Breathing Noticing the stretch in the side body, noticing any sensations in the hand or the arm or in the neck. Noticing if the left shoulder is tucked into the ear and letting it drop to the ground. And then bringing both arms to the ground once more. Putting your hands in your lap, palms facing up to the ceiling. Closing your eyes for a moment, bringing your attention to your fingertips. Noticing any sensation in temperature, tingling, warmth, cold, heaviness, shaking. Noticing what is present. Bringing your attention to any thoughts or emotions. Noticing if your attention has wandered. Noticing any other sensations in the body. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great day.